Optical fronthaul and backhaul architectures will need a major upgrade to support 5G being able to deliver a new era for mobile applications. Reviewing the pros and cons of this situation in today's market focus at ECOC has been Supriyo Day of Source Photonics. Supriyo, thanks for joining us. What for you are some of the key issues in overcoming this situation?
So I say that primarily is the bandwidth requirement. For the 5G, the bandwidth requirement is significantly higher compared to the 4G. 4G we were okay with the 10 gig optics, but which no longer be the sufficient in order to deploy the 5G in the network. So thus we need the next step, which is the 25 gig products. So the biggest challenge today of the 25 gig is the cost. It is significantly costly compared to using a 10 gig solution. So now we are looking for different cost-effective options of the 25 gig, how we can bring down the cost of 25 gig so that it becomes compatible and it can be deployed for the 5G in high volume. So one of the good example for that is to use 25 gig Fabry-Perot laser instead of using the 25 gig DFB lasers.
Okay, I've heard actually that although it didn't work in 4G, that PON may be used in 5G.
Yes, that is correct. So now there is a big push of using PON in the 5 gig. So the reason for that is initially the 5 gig is going to be deployed where you need a broader bandwidth. And those for that applications, there are going to be millimeter wave radios. And those will be going to be deployed in the big cities, in the urban environment, to provide a fixed bandwidth, high bandwidth to the customer. And in the urban environment, we already have the fiber to home network infrastructure. So that can easily be tapped in and use it in conjunction with the front-end high-speed radio to deploy the 5G effectively in an urban environment.
Talking of 5G, where do you see the early the most market potential?
So it is it's initially the 5G will be deployed mostly in the urban environment because that's where the consumers are kind of looking for high bandwidth data. So that's the initial deployment of the 5G.
Okay, well thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Brian.